Hello everyone, my name is William Reed, don't care what my name is, and today I'm going to be reviewing 3 movies today. And, well, let's start out with the very first one, which I think was the worst, and that is The Purge election year. Alright, I am done with The Purge, okay? The first one was a house invasion movie. I didn't like it. I thought it was dumb. The idea of The Purge I thought was a good idea for a movie, but for that to be your first one, no, I'm sorry, it's dumb. And then we get to the sequel, which I thought was actually a little better. In fact, it was. I mean, when you compare it with the first one and then this third one, the second one right in the middle is better. I did not like this third movie at all. I did not like it. The story for this is there's a senator who wants to end the purge, but then the evil rich people don't want it to end, so they want to kill her off during the purge. And so the senator, along with her bodyguard, have to find a way to survive the night so that she can make it the next day, and so she can continue on with her election to end the purge. Uh, Again, I did not like this story at all because I knew she was gonna make it. It's a spoiler, yeah, she does make it. I know that she was going to. Nothing interesting happens in the story. It's pretty much like the second one, only they try to make it more gritty with some violence in it. And at this point, I'm tired of these kind of violent movies because they're just so predictable. There's nothing interesting about them. There's not even that good at all as they used to be. The characters very forgettable. I did not remember a single one of them, and the special effects for it, at least where they're taking place, I did not mind that at all. But again, it's much like the second one, so I didn't really care for it. And the ending, I really hope they don't make another, because I don't really see how they can make another Purge movie. And also, people, the Purge will never happen, okay? Trust me, we may be idiots, but we're not that stupid enough to actually want to actually make that happen. Just know. Alright, next movie is The Legend of Tarzan. Okay, after watching The Purge, I saw this one, and this one was a lot better. I did not mind it at all. But then after the next day, today, I was thinking about it. I'm like, well, it was better than The Purge, but it wasn't that good of a movie. The story I did like how it takes place years later, where Tarzan is now living with his wife, Jane. He's civilized, he's no longer living in the jungle, but he and his wife are called back to his old home because there's stuff going on there, so he has to go back. And, well, the obvious bad guy kidnaps his wife, so he has to save her and also stop him before it's too late. And I didn't mind the story, especially how we got flashbacks to what happened to Tarzan when he was a baby, then how he met Jane, and, after that. But the flashbacks are not long, and, well, compared to everything else, the rest of the story is not really that at all interesting at times. I mean, the flashbacks are probably the only thing I liked more about the story. Uh, but again, there's nothing really wrong with the story, at least when you compare it next to The Purge, so it's a little better. What about the characters? I did like the characters, especially who they got to play Tarzan. I actually liked them. Jane, same thing. She did a very good job in the movie. The one they got to play the villain, I didn't mind him either. Samuel L. Jackson in this movie, I didn't mind him either, but there were times when they were trying to build up some drama and then he makes a joke. Kind of ruins that moment. Other times he doesn't, but there are times when he does ruin it. I mean, it's a shame because I like Samuel L. Jackson, but there are times when I'm like, dude, shut up, don't talk. But the special effects for this, I did like them. I did like the effects, especially where we see Tarzan just swinging around. Like, that was actually pretty cool. Uh, Again, there are times when the special effects can look dumb, but it's fine though. But The Legend of Tarzan is not as good as this next movie that I saw that I was very happy to have been able to see, and that is The Big Friendly Giant, or the BFG. Alright, so this movie is based on a book from 1982, and it was later made in 1989 into an animated film, but years later, it would later be made into a live-action movie. And I thought to myself, okay, can it be done? Can this movie be done into a live-action movie? And then I find out Steven Spielberg is involved in this. I'm like, yes, you can. You can make this movie into a live-action film when you got the right director for the job, and Steven Spielberg is the right man for the job for this kind of movie. And I did love it. I love how this movie went. This was great. I mean, it's not the best that I've seen, but I did like it. I did like this movie. Mark, I hope I said this name right. Mark Rylance, who played the BFG, he was pretty good. I liked him. This guy was the perfect role. They cast the perfect role for this guy to play the giant, who they got to also play the orphan girl Sophie. I liked her too. This was her first movie. I was like, wow, congratulations. She did a great job. She did well in this movie. I liked her. Uh, the story for this is where Sophie is taken to the world of the giants by the BFG, and the two of them become friends, and the two of them also have to work together to go up against the man-eating giants who want to go into the human world and eat the people, or rather the kids. Um, I liked how this story is, especially how it's a lot like from the book and the animated movie as well. Sorry. Uh, I had a fun watching this. I really got into the story, especially when it. Well, I mean, when I saw this movie before, I saw the animated film, and so I got into this story when I saw it. I mean, there were times where I'm like, okay, they could have done a little better there, or maybe they could have made some changes there. It was still fine though, especially how the story is mostly focused on Sophie and the BFG, so that was fine. The characters, again, the only two that I liked more from this story was the BFG and Sophie. The actors who they got to play them were great. You could tell there was a lot of great chemistry between these two. Um, and the development for these two to become friends during the story was done well. I liked it. The other characters were okay, especially who they got to play as the villain. So I thought he was fine, but again, I liked more the focus was on the BFG and the orphan girl Sophie. Actually, just Sophie. I shouldn't really call her the orphan girl. Sorry about that. The special effects for this were pretty good. I love the effects that they got for when they go to these different areas in the giant world. So I like that, and just the special effect for the BFG looked great. I mean, when you get close to him, it's like that looks real. It looks like that looks really real. You forget that that doesn't look like CGI, but did a great job with it. And when the girl is talking to him, talking to the giant, it doesn't feel like she's talking on a on a green screen. It feels like she is talking to the giant who's actually there. So they did a great job with that. And okay, there are times when I didn't like some of the effects. I think the one I had the most problem with is the giants, the other giants, because I guess I've seen so many CGI giants before that I'm really not used to it anymore. But again, they're not bad, but it could have been done better. But yeah, I did like this movie a lot. It was way better than The Purge and The Legend of Tarzan. So alright, so The Purge, not worth watching. Do not waste your money on it. Do not waste your money on it. Otherwise, they will get more reason to make another one. Um, The Legend of Tarzan, if you're interested in this, go ahead. But if you really want to see a good movie that is, well, kid friendly, it is. But it feels like you could go watch this with your family, or you can watch this with your loved one or your friend. It is worth watching. It is a lot of fun. So yeah, BFG worth more watching than the other two movies. That's it, everybody. If you have a different opinion about any of these movies that I mentioned, leave some comments below. Let me know what you think. I'll be here next time to give you more love and more entertainment. Take care, and I'll see y'all next time, everyone.